Hey, what's up guys? Ben Clark here for Adapt to Perform. In today's video we're going to be talking about how to turn negative thoughts into positive ones. Okay, before we start, if you do like my videos, make sure you click on the thumbs up button. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you want to see more of what I do and you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Okay, so on with the method. Now, this method is something I used to use back in my competitive swimming days, and it's a really great method for if you're an athlete to overcome sort of failure. But what I did was modify it a bit and apply it to my day-to-day life. So, step one is understanding and recognizing negative thoughts. Now, negative thoughts come in many shapes and sizes, whether it's interacting with people on a day-to-day life that cause you to have these negative thoughts, seeing something online, seeing something on the news, and making you think in a negative fashion. Now, you can't affect these things, you can't change what people are saying on Facebook, you can't change the news unless you're running the news. You can't change what people say to you or how people make you feel. Now, this is obviously a problem, but as I said, you can't change that. There's nothing you can do. But what you can do is change how you react to it. And that's where the start of this is really understanding what those negative things are that are affecting you and making you think in that negative way. The less interaction we have with these negative things, the less we're going to think negatively. So already we're reducing our chance of thinking about things just by not interacting with things that are negative, whether that's people that are negative towards you or are negative around you, or watching stuff that is going to make you think in that way. So reducing those negative thoughts and understanding what they are is really important. However, we can't stop everything coming in, and that's where we need to think about those negative things in a different way and how we can change them into something that's positive. Now, as I say, step one is really recognizing what these things are. So it's just about thinking, really. It's probably the easiest step of this method because we kind of know what these negative thoughts are because we hear them inside our own head. So moving on from step one, we go on to step two, and that is the whole point of this method, and that is the stop sign. Now, in the UK, and I know in many other countries, we have stop signs on the road, and these are big red signs with big letters in the middle saying stop. Now, what I like to do is, every time I think of a negative thing that comes into my mind, I can't stop these negative things, it's natural to think of these things, it's human, but it does weigh on you in a very negative way and make you depressed. So, what we like to do is just think stop, and I like to think of the biggest sign. Imagine it's about 50 times bigger than the average, road sign that's about this big. We want to imagine it's 50 times bigger, and you just go, whoa, stop, okay. Now, obviously that's in your head, I don't want you to make a giant sign. But yeah, just think about that sign as big as you can and think, well, stop. And what this does is really makes you stop in your tracks, literally. We're thinking about the stop sign because we want to stop these negative thoughts. We can't change it unless we stop thinking about it in the first place. So we stopped. We see that big sign and we go stop, and all we can think about is that sign. And what this does is really helps clear our mind of the negative things. We think to ourselves, hey, we're stopping, we've got to think of this sign, the colour red, the big letters, and it really helps, interrupt that thought process. And interrupting that thought process is a really great way to change the thought process into something that is actually positive instead. Okay, so we're going to put this into a little bit of an example. So I've rolled down the road in my wheelchair, and I've got to a very cobbly street, let's say. Now, I think that, cobbly street, this could be hard, I need to get where I'm going, I'm going to be late. I've got all these negative things, I'm worrying about what's going to happen, I'm worrying about, the road, whether I'm going to make a mistake, maybe I fall out of my wheelchair because I haven't done it quite right. There's all these things whirling around in my head. So I'm going along and I see it and I go, oh, stop. And instantly I'm thinking about that sign. Now once we've done that, we're going to move on to step three, and that's what I like to call mini meditation. Now, mini meditation is exactly what it sounds like. You might think with meditation it's all about bearded people with long hair or dressed in hippie clothes with their legs crossed, and they're thinking, about transporting off to a wild and wonderful place. But meditation comes in many different forms. And with this, when I say mini, it's really mini. I'm not expecting you to stop in the street, close your eyes and hum for half an hour. No, this is literally half a second to 5 seconds long. That's literally all it is. And what I like to do in that time is, as soon as I've said stop, instead of going back to those negative thoughts, which is very easily done, what I do is breathe. Just simply breathe and focus on what I'm breathing. Now this can go from 1 breath to 5 breaths, and that's sort of where that half a second to 5 seconds comes from. I just like to stop and breathe. I can still be moving towards my destination, I just need to stop, think, breathe, and just relax in that moment. And this might involve me closing my eyes, I might keep my eyes open, but what this does is help you relax in that moment. When we relax, it helps those positive thoughts to seep in, which helps us move on to the next stage, which is thinking positively. So, back to our example. We've gone down the road, we thought of these negative thoughts because of the cobbles on the road. Then I go stop, and then I breathe. Now, to turn this into positive, what I do is like to think about 5 different things. Now, it can be up to 3 things. I like to do 5, don't really know why, but between sort of 3 and 5 positive things. I like to think that if you just do 1 positive thing, then you might think that negative thing or those several negative things that are affecting you actually outweigh the positive and it drains on you more. But if we try and think about more positive things than negative things, then it starts to tip that balance, tip the scales in your favour and really help you out. Okay, so say back to the demonstration, we're thinking about 3 negative things. Now, the negative things might be, I'm worried I'm going to be late, I'm worried this is going to be a lot of effort to get through these cobbles, and I'm worried that if I hit something I might fall out of my wheelchair. These are very common things that might pop into your mind. So what I like to do with the positive thinking and to change that into 5 thoughts, or just at least 3, maybe more, is try and think of things that relate to it. Okay, so I might be late, but hey, at least I've had the opportunity to get to where I want to go to. It's going to be difficult, but I'm outdoors, the sun's shining, I'm feeling really good about myself today. Then it could be other things, the thing I'm going to is maybe a job opportunity that I'm really excited about, and that maybe instead of worrying about if I'm going to be late or that, I should be thinking, hey, I'm really privileged to be in this situation where I've even had the opportunity to get to where I'm going to. You might be thinking, hey, I'm going to fall out of my wheelchair, I'm really worried and it's going to be really hard to get over those cobbles. But why not say, hey, this gives me a really good opportunity to learn about myself in this situation and get over these cobbles in a way that if I come back next time, I'm not going to think of it as an issue. So the whole idea is trying to change these things and trying to think of scenarios that are better. You might even go, hey, there's cobbles here, but I do know if I just do a slight detour over there, I'm going to be fine. And I'm going to get there early still. So there's all these different ways that you can think about things and change those negative thoughts into something positive. Now, once we've done these positive things, I like to reinforce. Now, through reinforcement, this is thinking about positive things when there are no negative things around. So it's not just associating negative things with and then changing it to something positive. It's thinking about positive things on an ongoing basis. Now, what I tend to find is that this is like treating the cause rather than treating the side effect of it. So we can do things that really help us out for a start. We can maybe watch less negative news, find a positive news source that really makes you feel inspired. There's plenty out there and there's plenty of good ones that you can look at. You can maybe spend less time on social media or unsubscribe to certain things that you might be part of a group that's really negative. You might like a Facebook page and all the comments are really negative. You might want to still look at the pictures or whatever. Just look at the pictures, then leave. Don't look at the comment section. Believe me, it's always negative. There's never ever a positive comment section on anything. Maybe apart from my videos, but that's not the point. So, yeah, avoid those things. And then, really try and eliminate negative people from your life. You might have grown up with someone, but if every time you see them, they're just nag, moan, telling you things in a negative way, like, oh, why do you look like that? It's just like, these sort of people, you might know them for a long time, but what value do they bring to your life? You might be bringing a lot more value to their life than they are to you, and that's not a healthy relationship at the end of the day. So it's really thinking about that. And then the other thing I like to do is really think positively all the time, anytime I think to it. Okay, so I've got a little challenge for you right now, and that is to basically think of 5 positive things right now that you can think of. Right now, it could be in your room, it could be anything, like literally anything, just as long as it is a positive thing. I'm going to do it with you. So, first of all, I get the opportunity to teach what I know to you guys, and I absolutely love it, and I absolutely adore doing it all the time. I'm hoping that one day it becomes my full-time job, which is something that I'm also thankful for, but we're going to keep that under one. And it's a real honour and a privilege to share this stuff with you, which is great. So that's one positive thing that I can think of. Let's think of a couple more. So, next thing, I love that my wheelchair allows me to do things that I wouldn't be able to do if I broke my neck, and there is a world without wheelchairs. It allows me to go and explore the world and do everything I want to do. It allows me to go on holidays. It allows me to be, be the person I want to be and do the things I want to do. So I'm very, very thankful, and that is great. And that is another positive. Now, positive number 3. It is coming to summer now, and the sun is shining, and the weather is getting better. And I love it when the weather's better. My spasms are better, and everything just feels good. You know, you've got that warm sun on your skin, and it all feels really good. So that is another positive. Positive number 3. I'm super lucky to live in a place that I love. I absolutely love where I am, the community, the location, and my actual residence itself. It's somewhere that I love, and it's somewhere that I hope to spend more years at. And even if it ends and I move on to something else, I know I've had really good experiences, and it's where I started this whole Adapt to Perform thing for a start. I met my girlfriend in this house for the first time. She came to me for the first time with some friends, so I've got very good memories here, and it's something that I cherish forever. Number 3 is that first of all, that's number 5, not number 3. So sometimes the last one can be a bit more difficult. I'm just happy that I am still alive. You know, I had a pretty traumatic experience, breaking my neck, but I could have died that day, and I'm very thankful for the lifeguards, and I'm very thankful for my friends and family that were supporting me through that journey, and it really just makes me happy to be here and to make them proud of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, there's 5 positive things that I can think of that make me happy on a constant basis, and just reminding myself of those all the time. That's the reinforcement part of this, reinforcing those positive things and making you really appreciate what is important in life. We're not here for a long time. Well, it's a fairly long time maybe, but we're not here, and to live a life that is negative and depressing. We can live a positive life. If you are out there and you are feeling negative and you want to turn things into positive, give this a go. Now, I will say that this isn't something that happens overnight. This is a long journey, but you've got your whole lifetime ahead of you. The quicker you start trying to put yourself on a more positive path, the longer you'll live your life positively. And believe me, someone who's been through something that's really negative and really down in the trenches, it is a lot better to be negative. It's a lot better to be positive. Sorry, got that one wrong. It's hard, believe me, it is hard. It's not easy to dig yourself out of a hole, but once you dig, believe me, the view is beautiful. The view is amazing. You will not regret the effort you put in, and it gets easier. Being positive is easy to me now. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, but you will get there. I have faith in you, and I hope that you have faith in yourself. Okay guys, if you did like that video, well, thank you very much for watching if you got this far. Basically, I do ramble a lot. I tend to do that quite often actually. But anyway, if you did like that video, make sure you click that thumbs up button. It really, really does help the channel. It helps show more and more people around the world, and it means that this message is being spread. So if you like the video, that'll be fantastic. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. If you subscribe, that means you'll see more of my stuff because it'll pop up on your YouTube, which is good. It means you can see all the other ramblings that I do and everything that is really random. But hey, I love doing it. So if you love watching me, make sure you do that. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.